Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Web Tools TV. And today our guest is Mike Kornev from MTX Connect. Welcome, Mike.
Hi, Deborah.
It's nice to meet you live like this. I think if you've watched any previous episodes, I really enjoy meeting people for the first time because that way our audience gets to know you at the same time that I get to know you. So definitely welcome to Web Tools TV. And let's start. Go ahead and give kind of a brief description of your company and what you offer to start this out.
Thank you, Deborah. Okay, just a few words about the MTX Connect and how it started. So me and my partner, we were frequent travelers. We did a lot of international business in IP transit area and went from one place to another. And we always lacked the good opportunity to stay connected because, you know, nowadays you have to be always online while traveling.
Yes, definitely.
So we had, okay, so mobile internet works, but the roaming charges are too expensive and Wi-Fi usually don't work on especially on the big event, especially for some kind of reason. If it's a big telecommunication event with a lot of people. So we...
I've had that, yes.
Yeah, so we decided to come up with our own solution, and we found it MTX. So what's it's all about? It's about the mobile internet with global coverage at affordable prices. So we, unlike other companies who make similar things, we decided not to become to reseller of some big telecommunication operator, but we decided to start our own MVNO instead. So after 1 year from start, MTX covers all the European countries and some countries beyond the Europe, like Ukraine, Kazakhstan, and Turkey. And we later this year, I think in November, December, we will add some Asian coverage like Hong Kong, China, Japan, etc.
Wow. You're going to go for the whole globe, right? Eventually.
Yeah. The ambition is to have a global coverage, at least to cover all the places where people go by business or, I don't know, for leisure.
Okay, so right now, I'm putting this in the context because I'm so limited on my knowledge of the world. But for people, for example, in North America, it's not in North America, but the advantage for those of us here is when we do travel to Europe, we can use your service to have, so we're not paying these high roaming fees. Am I putting that in the right context?
Yeah, exactly. That's true. So what we can offer for Americans, when you travel to Europe, of course, you can use your mobile internet from AT&T or T-Mobile, but it's often limited or expensive. So, for example, AT&T offers some international data packages, which is, I think the cost is like $100 US per 800 megabytes. And what we offer the more affordable internet for travelers. So we don't, our product is a SIM card, and we don't want you to replace your own SIM card in your phone because you have to keep your phone number for emergency calls, for SMS, for notification. But instead, we offer a SIM card for a second device like tablet or mobile hotspot or laptop. And when you travel, you put a SIM card in your iPad, for example, activate a package and enjoy it in the Europe.
Oh my goodness, that actually makes sense because just this week we got another iPad. I have to admit I have an old one, so it doesn't even go on. It doesn't have a camera or anything like that. But we got a new one, and we had to go get the SIM card and hooked up with T-Mobile, the whole thing. So that actually makes sense. Where that SIM card, then we would replace that one, and that would be like our internet hub.
Well, these days, pretty much everyone uses iPad or some other kind of tablet. I'm talking about traveling people. If you walk down the aisle on an international flight, you notice how many people have some kind of table. So what you can do is put our SIM card to your iPad, activate a plan, and then use a mobile hotspot function to share the internet connection with all your devices, including your original phone.
Exactly. I do that when we're driving, just to hook up. I pick one of the devices and make the personal hotspot to do that. So that's, I'm actually half Canadian, live in the United States, and just traveling across the border to Canada and the rates, sorry, T-Mobile, I'm just saying, but the rates as far as roaming, I mean, I basically do not use my phone. I do everything on Wi-Fi at that point. So are you in Canada? Is that something that, or
No,
are we still waiting?
Not yet. Unfortunately, not yet, and we are yet to come to the North America, because many people in Europe, our customers, are asking for a North American coverage.
Okay, so that is something that's on the horizon. So that
it's in the pipeline, and I think it would be done in 2016. But
okay.
For some kind of reason, I'm thinking that we will do Asia before the America.
No problem. We can wait. That just gives us an excuse to go over there and visit all the different countries. Speaking of, and I promised you that I was going to focus more on you, but I got really geeky and interested in the service. Now, did I read this correctly? Are you in or from Luxembourg?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Luxembourg is an interesting country. It's a small country with a small and efficient government, and they are doing many things to become like Silicon Valley of the Europe. So they want to diversify from the bank and finance, and they're attracting high-tech companies and talent. So
that's excellent.
Yeah, and we, as a tech startup, fit pretty good to their idea.
Now, it's been a while since, I don't want to say how many years, since I took world geography. I did pretty well, but I don't think all of that information stayed in my head. But wasn't the only other country, and maybe this has changed since then, that was smaller, was and I'm not going to get this right, but Liechtenstein? Is Luxembourg, it's bigger than Liechtenstein, but it's a...
Yeah, it's bigger because technically Liechtenstein is just a village in the mountains.
That's good to know. Get some more world geography.
Yeah, and Luxembourg is a country. Yeah, maybe it's not as maybe it's the smallest country in Europe, one of the smallest countries in Europe. But anyways, it's a country in the middle of European Union. It's a border with Germany, France, and Belgium.
Okay, that makes sense, because I think when I visited...
You probably heard about Schengen space and Schengen visas. It's a single visa space in Europe. And the Schengen is a village in Luxembourg where the basically European Union was born.
Oh, that's really interesting. I'm learning some tidbits here, interesting information. I think I drove through, I didn't do the driving, I was on a bus, but it seems like I was in Luxembourg for, part of a day, visited England, France, and Germany. So does that sound like that would be a possibility if you actually border France and Germany?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But it was many years ago. I apologize, I don't remember specifics, but just I remember your country though. Did I get a point for that?
You should come and visit Luxembourg. It's a good country, especially during the summertime.
Now, is that what time is it there right now? You're a few hours ahead of us.
It's 7:24 p.m.
That's not too bad. That's workable. Excellent. So let's talk about you, Mike, if that's okay. A little bit your background before you started the company. Have you always been interested in technology, or?
Yeah. I work since, I don't know, 15 years old, and my first company where I worked was a company which started to provide internet access in the city where I was born. So I was like a pioneer of internet in my city. And
wow.
Since that, I worked for big companies for a project involving providing connectivity to big areas, like for oil pipelines on some big cities. And basically, I had enough of working for big companies. So MTX is just another attempt to start my own company.
But it sounds like you had an opportunity working for the big companies. You had an opportunity, as I don't know if this is a phrase over there, but as far as cut your teeth on the whole industry and kind of fill in any of those gaps that you may not have known before. So you were able to have a complete education of the process and then apply that to your own company.
Yeah, exactly. I knew the technology because in our company there are 3 partners, and one partner, Ilya, is responsible for business development, for career relation and stuff like that, and I'm responsible for all the technology. And I'm pretty familiar and experienced with the mobile technology since I was working at big companies. So what I want to achieve in MTX is to make it work as more efficiently as I can. So we have a small team, less than 20 people, and the team is pretty international. So we have several people working at Ukraine, some at Czech Republic, some in Estonia, etc. So less than 20 people is a pretty small number for a mobile operator. But I believe that we can make it work very efficiently. And so far, this strategy works pretty much well.
It sounds like it from what you're describing, that it is very successful. And it seems like I've been on some small teams. Does it feel like almost like a family, that you're all working together for the same goal?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good dynamic. I mean, why do you need like 3,000 people if 2,990 of them are looking out the window, not doing anything to move forward? It sounds like you have a really dynamic, great team behind you.
Yeah, we tried to compose our team of people who can each of our team member can can perform in different areas of expertise, and so far it works. So we don't need 100 or 1,000 people. The only thing that I think of is maybe we need to, as we grow, we need to scale up our technical support, and because we target many different markets, we are going to expand our support to be like multi-language and multi-time zone.
Excellent, excellent. So now, how do people find you or sign up for your service?
So we sell our product. Well, we don't actually sell because right now we are delivering SIM cards for free via mail, via website. So we have a Facebook page, we have a social marketing team, and we have several partnerships looking for frequent travelers. So we have a partnership with Lufthansa Miles and More program, and they promote us to their frequent travelers. And what we offer when, for example, a Lufthansa member sign ups with our product, he receives a welcome bonus in miles, and he receives miles for using our product. So we have several deals with different loyalty programs in pipeline. It probably should work like Lufthansa. And starting from fall this year, we will offer an opportunity to exchange your miles, your loyalty points to our service.
Excellent. I love that strategy. That's excellent.
So we look at airlines loyalty program as our major sales channel.
A great way to launch that. Now, are you a pretty young company? I think you answered this at the very beginning. Did you say a year, or did I?
Yeah, so the company was founded in 2013, and it took like 1 year to set up our operations before going to market. So we launched at September last year. So
Wow.
far we are
very impressive.
Company. Yeah.
Now, can any of us watch, for example, do you have a Twitter account where we can watch the developments and the launch notices and things like that?
Yeah, sure. I think it's called MTX Connect on Twitter. And we have a Facebook page with the same name. Just search it and you can easily find it. So as we add more countries to our coverage, we always post updates on Twitter.
Excellent, excellent. I will search for your company, and I will post that in the description for YouTube. So any of you watching, check out the YouTube description, and you will find some links. Well,
yeah,
thank you, Mike.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for joining us, and happy to have you on Web Tools TV.
Thank you, Deborah, for your time. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Excellent. And thanks all for tuning in. Excuse my bad hair day. I'm sitting here playing with my hair the whole time. Yeah, I'm not fidgety. I just can't stand that one hair, but that's okay. We'll watch next week and it'll be a different hair. But
Well,
thank you
that's
for
a
tuning.
web TV after all. That's a web TV, so I have a poor lighting here.
But thank you all for tuning into Web Tools TV, and we will see all of you next week, same time, same place. Bye all.
Yeah, hope so. Thank you. Bye bye.